What's shaking, everybody?
How's it going?
Welcome to yet another great episode of the Nerdy Couch Show.
I'm Nerdy Couch,
I am Baron Grimm.
the great Baron Grimm.
Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate
What
that.
are we talking about today?
We're talking about Midnight Suns,
Uh,
like in the sky suns, not
issue
issue 2.
number 2.
That's right.
Um, just came out about a week ago.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on this book?
Well, I was waiting on bated breath for the arrival of Doom.
Well, technically, Doom has arrived.
Well, I mean, like the full arrival of Doom.
All right. Because we know that at the end of issue 1, Doom has arrived.
Yeah.
Setting up this issue pretty, like, the anticipation. Anticipation. High anticipation.
Oh yeah.
For this issue because I thoroughly enjoyed the first one.
I really did too.
Characters were well built.
And the Doom Throwdown, I mean, when you leave it on a Doom Throwdown cliffhanger, you know the next issue is going to be good.
It's a no-brainer for me. Especially with Doom being in such high demand right now. You know, he's expected to maybe be seen in some future MCU films.
Those are the rumors, yeah.
So high hype for Doom.
Yeah.
All right.
He's a busy guy.
And I would say, and I hope you'll agree, that I enjoyed his presence in this book.
Oh, for sure. It was very, very Doom. Like his attitude, how he went about things, the fight, the arrogance was all.
Oh yeah.
Aplenty.
May I say he was badass?
He was badass.
Right up until the end of the book.
Right.
Where he kind of has to scurry off due to someone showing up at the end.
Yeah. I wondered though, would he be able to throw down toe to toe, 1-on-1 with that individual?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll get to that in a few minutes, okay? We start off in this issue, and it scared me a little bit because I thought that it gave me the impression it might have been a slower issue.
Oh, because they were giving you a little...
Like, that backstory wasn't bad, but essentially they have the Witch's Coven with Agatha Harkness there, back when she was younger. And they're kind of setting up the story.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Introducing what was the character called? That ghost-like demon character. It was kind of cool.
Something with a V.
Yeah. It's apparently it's the being that they draw their power from. Yeah. I get the sense.
Well, it's one of them, yeah.
Or one of them. They call upon him.
And they kind of throw to Doctor Strange there too, that he uses some of the same power.
Yeah. But like these powers that they are having, they come with a cost.
All magic comes with a cost.
All magic comes with a cost. All right. A sacrificial cost in this sense, which they kind of left out.
Yeah, she just didn't throw that piece in.
It's like, hey, you know what? I left the last ingredient out. It's a person.
It's a human sacrifice.
It's a human person.
It's not one of those things you generally forget.
But the thing is though, when you're like, hey, we got to do this ritual.
Yeah.
We got to have a cup of tea. Do a couple of little other things.
Yeah.
Then we got to sacrifice a person. Normally, that's the point where people bail out unless you don't tell them about it.
Right.
So I can understand if you got to get this ritual done, maybe leave that part out. You know, it's not the most wholesome thing to do.
No.
But you got to get her done.
Like, obviously, there was bad stuff happening back in the time.
Yeah, sometimes
witches were being burned everywhere.
You got to get her done, right? That wasn't really that was kind of just an opener, not really the most enjoyable part of the book for me.
I am curious, however, around that other witch. that, threw this ritual together and didn't tell anybody that there was even sacrifice. Like, is she gonna come into play at some point in the future of this series, do you think?
She might. I don't know if they have room for that in this story or not.
Well, maybe she's the right hand of the big guy.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Mm-hmm.
But after that setup, then we go back into the present time, where Agatha has taken, what was her name again? The zombie witch.
Zombie witch girl.
Yeah, zombie witch girl.
Mm-hmm.
Starts with a Z.
Zoe,
I believe. I think so. So I think it is Zoe, actually.
I think it is.
Whom I still love her design when she's in zombie form.
Yeah.
Still hasn't gone away. That the joy of that character has not fizzled.
No.
For me. Agatha and her are now at the place of the covenant.
Yeah.
Where they can be protected, I think.
Safe-ish.
Safe house, kind of.
Sure.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that should be where their magic should be stronger too, right?
You would imagine.
Right?
Like, that's a central power space.
So. Agatha is a bit of a hard ass.
Yeah.
You know?
Was always scared and whiny, and Agatha's having nothing to do with that. She's like, no, stop being a whiny.
Until the end of their conversation where Zoe, and if we're getting the name wrong, please leave it in the comments, because we
are going to keep saying Zoe, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we do apologize, but she turns around at the end of the conversation, and to the point where she's like, yeah, I'm willing to help you, you know. So.
Well, she gave her favorite treat, too.
She did. Just kind of.
Yeah. Poofed that out of some.
Yeah, left some money.
Yeah.
On the tray. That's got to be disturbing for the server. But, how else what are you going to do?
Can't call an Uber to your secret coven.
Yeah. So, yeah, still, a fine opening. And then when it gets into the meat of the issue is where I really enjoyed myself. Again, seeing that group of people fight is just enjoyable for me.
Oh, it's so good. I mean, you had Logan throwing in his bub.
Yeah, the fact that they just used that.
And you got it.
Grins.
Yeah.
Right?
I also, one of my favorite pieces of this whole fight scene piece was that Blade smelled out the appropriate Doom when he brought in his Doom box, because he smelled like lavender.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah. Just the addition of Blade, love the character. He's kind of got a little quippy as well.
Yeah. So you've got two solid kind of those badass anti-hero style characters, which is always going to be fun.
Right. Then you've got your mages and stuff like that. I have to bring up Miko. Without her staff.
Yeah, she doesn't have a lot going on.
And if I'm being honest with you, she came off a little whiny.
Yeah, she didn't have a lot to contribute, and she was not happy about it. But by the end of the fight, she really came through.
Not too soon after that, though. Yes, she goes to the classroom and gets the axe of Agamotto.
No, Agamemnon. I think.
I have a hard time with normal names.
We need like a wall of names behind here so that we can.
It's not a bad idea.
Figure things out.
So my question is, this axe,
yeah,
is said to be able to cut anything,
right?
Including desks. When
apparently they have an overabundance of desks, and they're just chopping sleeping students' desks in half.
Well, I mean, you could obviously just repair desks magically.
I guess so.
So, not a problem. My real question is, when they say anything, how literal do they mean? Because does Wolverine need to be scared of this axe?
I don't know.
There's
adamantium cutter.
There's currently a sword, and I can't remember the name of the sword that can cut cut adamantium.
Oh,
Um,
I didn't know that.
if anybody knows the name of that sword, put it in the description, and if I find out, I will. I will look into that. Is
And
it similar? Can it cut adamantium? Adamantium.
Who? Adamant?
Adamant.
I think it can cut adamant.
Yeah, but not adamantium.
I don't know.
I can't even say it.
Well, I mean, Doom gets slapped out with it, but he didn't look like he was cut.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, another character that I'm thoroughly enjoying is this rendition of Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Like, I am in love with this rendition of Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Perfect.
She's very cool. She's got a lot of...
First issue, didn't realize that it was a female.
No. And I think we were calling him.
Yeah. Not familiar with this character. Otherwise, you've looked into it a little bit. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this character?
So yeah, from what I've been kind of picking up and reading and putting together, she's from the past, well into the past.
This issue kind of clarifies that.
Yeah,
too.
and she does mention it, I think, in this one, and was possessed the spirit of vengeance back then, and has since kind of been going through time, and it was a part of the Doctor Strange series as well.
Okay.
Previous to this. And so has kind of just started to really build into her own entity, which I think is going to be cool if they start putting out, singles of.
I think it's one of my favorite renditions of Ghost Rider. Honestly, like, this is a kick-ass character, even though Doom kind of refers to her as one of the weaker riders,
lesser rider,
right? But like, she's kick-ass with the arrows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And everything, constantly referring to the past and saying, like, oh, like, I thought that evil was exclusive to my era.
Yeah.
Find out that
obviously there's jerks in this time too.
Yeah. So I like the way that she speaks, and the whole aura around her is awesome. Obviously Magik is still awesome.
I enjoy it. Is it Ileana? Is that her name?
Yeah, I think so.
Pretty cool.
She's just always been badass.
I don't know much about Magik.
Right. If you want to see a little bit of her, it wasn't the greatest show, but the New Mutants show, she's in it.
Okay.
And you might learn a little bit how accurate it is. I'm not sure, but it's a good little watch. It's not the greatest, but
is that the one that was the horror one?
Yeah, it's more kind of like a horror style.
A little bit. Yes.
So
starting to put pieces together.
Yeah.
The same as Nico, I wasn't totally sure who she was in that last issue.
Yeah, I'm still a little bit fuzzy on her too.
And then when they started to mention the fact that, see Runaways, blah blah blah, it popped in my head that because I was watching the show The Runaways, so it gave me
and it's been a while since I watched The Runaways, so I'm not putting the pieces together as clearly as you. But obviously, without her staff, she is not the most powerful character. I do like how in the issues, like they have in the past, they will refer you to past issues if you want to look into that, right?
Which is great because
is it necessary? Not really, not for the story, I don't think. But it is a tie-in that adds to the story, right? But Doom is just wiping the floor.
Yeah.
With the whole group.
Yeah. He's not having too much trouble.
As Doom does. Uses the fire.
Turns the hellfire.
Back on her.
Yeah.
Like, that is like some badass shit going on. Alright? Just Doom in Doom fashion, and I just enjoyed it.
Obviously, Wolverine, not much luck there.
No, I mean,
taking claw swings.
He's more there for the quick, the quick action remarks.
Yeah. And even Blade though, like, got tossed pretty quick.
Twice after he said he wouldn't get it the second time. Well, you're not gonna do that again to me. Smack.
And then just blows him away again.
Right.
Which I thought was funny.
This issue is the bulk of this issue is just the fight between them, right?
Yeah. That's your meat and potatoes.
That's your meat. All right.
We already had our appetizer. Now we're looking towards dessert.
So dessert in this issue has to be, is it Clea?
Clea.
Popping in at the end. At the best timing ever, right before Doom is about to just eliminate something.
Yeah.
Or someone, you blast it, and it almost makes it, you almost think like it's going to be a Tony Stark or something.
Yeah, because there's a solid blast line looking thing going on.
And then all of a sudden it's revealed that it's Clea, the new Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah.
Which is Strange, who is deceased now.
Yeah.
It was Strange's wife.
Yeah. And they do talk about the late Doctor Strange at one point in this issue too. So.
I think she makes a bad, like, she's a really good Sorcerer Supreme. Like,
well, I mean, when her uncle is Dormammu.
Yeah.
Gotta figure.
Which takes me to Multiverse of Madness, the end credit, where she shows up, and they go off together. Now, do you think that they'll go down the path of them marrying and stuff in the MCU?
I think I'm sure they'll put together some sort of like love interest piece around it, but I don't know. Will they marry? Maybe not.
I don't know.
And I mean, currently he's not the Sorcerer Supreme either, so
not at the moment, right?
Yeah.
So like,
and they cherry pick a lot of their story stuff from a lot of different sources.
Yeah. So I think it would be interesting. I don't know how I feel about her portraying that character. We'll have to see how that develops. So far I'm okay with it.
I love Charlize Theron.
Right. But the comic book version of her is just fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, I like the design. I like everything about it, right? I mean, like how she's kind of a jerk.
Yeah. Yeah, she's doing what she needs to do.
She's just got to get what needs to be done.
Which, after Doom runs away, includes sending our entire hero party
to another dimension,
I guess.
Will we find... Oh, of course, we're going to have to find out where that is.
Yeah.
Right? She kind of hangs out like in the dark dimension type deal.
Yeah, that's her home.
Right? So is that where... Who knows? Looked pretty funky.
It did.
Right? It's a place where Magik's powers aren't working.
Yeah, she can't just portal them back to...
nobody else seemed to try any powers.
No.
So who knows if everybody else is kind of lacking power or not. If that is the case, is it the dark dimension? I don't know.
I don't know enough about the dark dimension.
So we're going to find out. Okay?
I'm excited to find out.
Because my excitement for this book has not gone down.
No. I want to know more about the story.
All right. We went from a solid first issue, I think, to a solid second issue.
Oh, yeah.
That's how you need to do it.
For sure.
Right? This book is a monthly release. It's not coming out so fast that you can't contain it. Like you know,
it's easy to catch up on.
It's easy to catch up on. It's got a nice hold because I haven't stopped thinking about it the whole month. You know, I've been wanting to read more. So, like, I fell off of weekly books.
Yeah.
And this has held my interest all for the month. So, I'm gonna go ahead and rate this. I don't know where the bananas are. I can't reach the bananas. All right.
Give me them bananas.
I'm gonna give you a banana. I'm gonna rate this. Do you remember what I rated this?
I don't. It's been a month. Done some ratings in between there.
I hope I'm not going down on this.
If you are, you are.
And I'm gonna give a rewatch to see if I am, but I'm gonna give this a solid 8.
I'm definitely right on that 8 mark for sure.
You know, it is a good book.
Yeah.
Like if you want a good read, I know it's only 2 issues in, so you're gonna burn through it real quick, but it's a good book and I recommend it. You know, you've got the Nerdy Couch seal of approval on this one.
Stamp it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stamp it and tramp it.
Not
No,
no,
that.
don't do
Yeah,
that.
stamp it.
Yeah. Can't wait for the next issue again. So it's holding my interest really well. I'm enjoying the characters. I mean, some of the characters that are in it are obviously some of my favorite characters of all time anyway.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, yeah, I mean, like you got like Wolverine is one of my favorite characters. I know that some people are gonna go, that's a cheesy pick,
wow, everybody's all the
right? But like I've been a Wolverine fan since far before there was television, like since he was on
far before
far
television.
before the big screen and
Heck,
stuff
you're
like
old.
that. Like as you can tell, I like Deadpool, I like the Spider-Mans, I like those characters that are kind of quippy.
Yeah.
Wolverine,
Blade, both some of my favorite characters
Yeah.
of all time. So
and then any rendition of Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
If you pop Ghost Rider into something, I
this
seem to like it.
Kashala is definitely quickly becoming one of my new favorite characters too.
Yeah.
So.
Again, I can't say how much I like these characters in this book. Like,
Yeah. It's a solid team. Like it's a cool team.
and it's the thing is I like how they're using these characters that aren't being utilized in other properties and stuff like that. You know, Wolverine, obviously you're gonna see him in a lot of stuff, and even Blade you don't see often.
Not
In-
at this point. Yeah.
You know, Ghost Rider, yeah, you see him here and there and stuff like that, but this is a great rendition that I don't think a lot of people are gonna recognize this
No, and I mean like
rendition of.
Kashala hasn't even had that long of a run. I can't remember the date, but it's either like 2019 or 2016.
Yeah, so
I think,
fairly
where-
new
Yeah.
rendition of this character, and like I said, possibly one of the best
Yeah.
renditions of this character. This character's great.
Yeah, it's very cool. She's very cool.
I like the background to this character is more interesting than most other Ghost Riders that I've ever read.
Yeah, if you get a chance to like float through those Doctor Strange books, or any of the other little ones that she's been a part of, I suggest you do it because they're really interesting too.
Yeah, so yeah, that's something I'd be into. Definitely want to check out Strange Academy because of this book too. So this book is literally making me want to read other books, and I think that's what a great book does.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I want to read the Runaways pieces too to add
Yeah.
to this story.
So yeah, I wouldn't mind that at all. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy not only this book but the show that we're doing here. We're gonna continue doing it because why the heck not? I've loved this book so far. So
I thought you meant the show.
I do enjoy doing the show. I do, but
Oh, that's good.
the book has got to take precedent on this. You know, because it's a great book.
It is a great book. I can't wait.
So I know I've said it like 100 times in this, but it's a great book.
Is it?
Yeah. Thanks a lot. You know, we'll catch you next time.
Like, subscribe, do the things. Peace.
Peace out.
Peach?
Peach out.